Welcome, everyone. Happy Tuesday. I'm the Grace Strega, and I'm here to give you your daily collective read for today, Tuesday, January 28th, 2025. What do we have coming through in the cards for today? Can I please have the first two cards in our 5-card spread? First two cards, we're starting our day. Oh my goodness gracious. Holy moly. The first thing we're starting our day off with today are the Lovers card in combination with the Ace of Wands. Woo-hoo. Okay, let's talk about it. I told you everything right now. Let's turn our attention to the energy and separate. Like, this is energy and separation. Man. Okay. Like I said, this energy right now is helping energy coming into divine union in really big ways, even if you're in separation right now. Because here's the thing. There's a lot of work I'm just seeing that is happening in recognizing, and this is, I am not surprised to see this. I'm not surprised to see this with this shift out of Pluto in Capricorn into Pluto in Aquarius. Why? Because Pluto in Aquarius is, I want to say, it's like it's hooked on a feeling. But the reason that it says it's hooked on a feeling is because a healthy manifestation isn't just about what it is that we see. It's about how we feel in the process of having it, right? And what's beautiful about this is I just see that there's a lot of energy right now that is working on the refinement of a manifestation goal to include the way that they feel within it. And that is beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. And again, it's having, I just keep on seeing, and this is why, because a lot of that message, I told you, what was the overarching message that was coming through as it relates to that planetary alignment that we received just a couple days ago? A healthy manifestation does not require you to disassociate as you move towards it, right? And why is that message coming through? Because, like, you know, when we're working through, and this is some heavy energy that we see. And this is why this is a message that's coming through right now with Pisces and Aquarius, right? It's the ideal and the feelings. And we talked about the fact that often Aquarian energy wants to like make the feelings disappear, but the feelings never disappear. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. So when we make feelings disappear, they don't disappear. They go into our unconscious. And when they go into our unconscious, they actually have more control of us, right? Because like the emotions in the unconscious is like, woohoo, the gremlins are loose, right? Because the emotions that go into the unconscious is like, oh no, I can't see them now. What are they doing? A lot of that work, this is what is allowing for something very beautiful to happen as it relates to letting go of something that was not for you, right? We come towards ourselves by letting go of what isn't for us. And so and that's why I saw that during that planetary alignment, I saw the energy and separation splitting into 3 different modalities, and each one had healing attached to it. That was what was so beautiful about it, right? The first energy, I saw energy moving into divine union, and we'll get into that one in a minute. But the other 2 energies that I see right now that are in separation, working through 2 different modalities, right? One of them is the recognition of potentially looking back on something, feeling a manifestation that looked good on paper, but did not feel right, right? Because when we move towards things, when we look at our manifestation, right? And I always like to point this out, we can recognize when this is happening, when we like hold our manifestation and go, this isn't very soulmate of you. This isn't how my manifestation was supposed to appear. Right? Like, why are you doing that? You're not like that moment that we look at our manifestation, go, you're not acting like a manifestation should, right? 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 It's that moment of being like, right, the desire for something that we thought was the manifestation, but not the feeling that it was supposed to be embodied, right? And when those moments that we say, like, when we come into that place of saying, like, that's not very soulmate of you, right? That's not very aligned to me kind of you, because that's that moment that we recognize, right? That's what we mean by that letting go, being like, I couldn't see it. I didn't recognize it, right? I was looking at something, and this is the energy that's saying, I didn't recognize it. That's why I keep on seeing the energy saying, it didn't feel right. That was the first sign, right? Like, that's the energy. It was like, that was the sign. Like, it was proceeding past the place that it didn't feel right, right? And that doesn't mean, right? That doesn't mean that, that doesn't mean that we don't work through something that is energetically difficult. But I just keep on seeing a lot of the energy in separation that is remembering and recalling the fact that what is for us will never make it feel like we're abandoning ourselves in the process of moving towards it. And in the minute of recognizing that, I see a lot of energy forgiving themselves for that as well, right? And that's why I see that some of that, and I see two different modalities where this is happening. And one of them, I'm going to tell you right now, I see some energy coming into separation in the most beautiful way possible, right? Honoring each other's journey, holding each other. I keep on hearing holding at a distance, meaning even as they are creating distance between one another, they are holding each other on that journey and feeling the love of separation and another honoring the journey of another immediately heals them from any experience where it felt like either they were holding on to something too tightly or someone was holding on to them too tightly, right? The understanding, the karma is cleared via the understanding. And so even in that moment, I feel like there's a lot of heavy, like it feels heavy, but it feels significant because this is the energy that is trusting their choices right now, right? While for masculine, and I do also see that there's some energy right now that is in separation. And this is the one that's like, it's hard for me to talk about it because it almost like brings me to tears feeling it. There's some energy that's holding on to something. And they're recognizing that they're holding on to something from the past too tightly. And it's in the moment that they recognize that they're holding on to the past too tightly that they start to release it. Because that moment that we say to ourselves, I'm holding on to this too tightly, we recognize that there is a choice. And that's why I hear their higher selves saying, take all the time you need, right? Because the higher self is patient. And the energy saying, the manifestations, it's right out there, isn't it? The thing that's for, like, as soon as I see the energy going, I keep on seeing this energy going, as soon as they're like, the higher self's like, yeah, because what they feel, it's not the fact that the divine union is standing on the other side of the door. They're standing on the other side of the door. Like they're waiting for themselves. They can almost hear themselves saying, like, take all the time you need. Because like they're like, we like, that's the energy. It's like they can hear themselves like in the future saying, yeah, like you've found, like you've arrived to where I am, right? So there's something really beautiful about that because it feels like a lot of that energy making peace in the present. And I told you that's why this is warrior energy. Warrior energy learns to surrender and become strong in the act of energetic surrender. And surrender doesn't mean giving up. Surrender means letting go. Giving up is not the same as letting go, right? While for masculine and feminine energy, that's why I keep seeing that the energy coming into divine union right now, this is why this feels so profound. This is why I keep on hearing pure poetry, because everything I keep seeing for the energy coming into divine union, what is the energy coming into divine union saying? I let go of the dream, and there it was. I let go of the dream, and there it was, right? I let go of the way I expected the dream to come towards me, and I immediately could see what was standing in front of me. And so I just keep on seeing that a lot of that energy, like it just feels like that's the energy. I told you, this is the energy that lets go and their arms open to an embrace, because it is the letting go that allows them to open their arms to that embrace. So there's something really now that, like, it's interesting because I said, like, the energy of the Aries energy in separation is becoming the Pisces energy. So a lot of this energy right now that is coming into divine union is Pisces energy. It's pure poetry. Right? I keep hearing it's pure poetry. And they're allowing themselves, I told you, going with the flow. It's good at that. Piscean energy knows how to let go. They go with the flow. It's like it's the energetic warrior surrender, right? While for masculine and feminine energy, bearing in mind this is not based on gender, but what it feels most aligned to, this is the energy here that it's like the opposite. It's like the opposite. It's holding on, right? It's the struggle. The struggle is real. like the energy deep within divine union. I'm telling you, this is why I can't, like I told you, it's not like there's a qualitative approach, like one isn't better than the other. Right now, this is the energy deep within divine union that's feeling this the hardest, because this is like the struggle is real. Like this is the energy that's working on like that space of like swimming upstream, like navigating the ideal, working through, building new systems, clean, like pardon our appearance kind of energy, right? But that's why they say the struggle is real, because this is how the energy is moving out of the this is how the energy is moving out of that like escapism desire that often this new moon brings forth by bringing the energetic like work into reality. Right? Pardon our appearance kind of energy. The struggle is real. Healing those intimacy wounds in the process, right? Because a lot of that energy, I just see like navigating an expansive point of feelings. It's like, it's messy, but it's also forging those connections even more as it relates to the love between the energies deep within divine union. Center card for today's spread. Oh, I knew it. 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 Right? It's a lot of flashlight energy. It's a lot of like allowing, like the crack is where the light gets in kind of energy. Right? And I told you, this is why when we heal wounds of intimacy, it feels so gross. Right? Because it's like, it's giving me like, it's uncomfortable. It's like, you know, it's like having to navigate that space. But that's what's beautiful about it, right? Like we talked a lot about the fact that when we're healing wounds of intimacy, we become comfortable being uncomfortable, right? Like this is how we release shame. We shine light in the places that feel like the light cannot shine. Because in that space, when we recognize that we are, like that's what I keep on hearing, bless this mess, work in progress. We don't need to hold each other to a place of false perfection. That was Pluto and Capricorn energy, right? Pluto and Capricorn energy was all like, you know, look at this ideal I made. You know what I mean? Like, look what I made. Like, let's just all look at this. It's embracing, it's inhabiting. And this is what we talked about. Like, this is why Aquarian energy has to like heal. Like, this is why we're doing this in Aquarius season, because this Aquarian energy has to recognize that reality doesn't sully a dream. Reality actualizes a dream. And when we actualize dreams, it's gross. It's not ideal. It's never perfect. Nothing can be ideal. Because like up here, it's like, yeah, like everything's perfect. You know, you can like, look, everything's perfect. Wow. Right. But that's the thing. The things that we create, ideals, are perfect because they aren't real. Right. Whenever we bring something into reality, it's never going to be perfect. We move towards perfection. But that's why I keep on getting that space of hearing it's not picky unless it's important, because this is the energy that's learning the ability of identifying what is fundamental versus what is not, right? And it's uncomfortable, right? Because I just keep seeing that for a lot of the energy right now, deep within divine union, that ability of working through that this is what's building deeper into those connections. Because I keep on hearing this energy going like where no one has gone before, like the energy going where no one has gone before, as it relates to healing those wounds of intimacy, right? Be like, like, like it's uncomfortable. But if it's sometimes some things, if they're uncomfortable, you're doing it right. Right? Like it's not about doing what I told you. Healing is not what feels good. Okay. If you're like, I love it, I'm healing, everything's good. Sus. That is sus. That is sus. Healing is not about what feels good. Healing is about what is good. And what is good is difficult. What is good requires one to get one's hands dirty, right? And so even here, I see that there's something very profound and beautiful happening, even if it's messy. Bless this mess, pardon our appearance kind of energy. For energy right now, coming into divine union, I hear energy laughing and weeping at the same time. This is that type. I told you, it's Pisces. It's big. It's overwhelming. I'm telling you right now, there's some energy, feels like they're having an awakening even as they're coming into union. And why? Because this is the energy I just keep hearing them say, I let go of the dream and there they were. I let go of the illusion of what I thought the dream was and there it was standing before me. Right? Like that's the energy that says, how did you find them? It's like I was able to see them, but I let go of the illusion that I told myself it had to be, and there they were. It's beautiful, right? It's like it's a lot. It's enormous, but it's painful, right? Because I told you, this is the energy that says, I release, I let go of the dream. And there they were. So I see even now, like this is the energy that's navigating the embrace and the tragedy. The embrace and the tragedy. Right? It's like the birth and the tragedy. And it's heavy stuff. I'm telling you, big energy here. I told you it's warrior energy. What can warriors do? They can handle big things. They can handle the enormity, right? That's why I'm not surprised to see that the warrior energy is moving straight into Pisces as they come into union, right? Voop! While for a lot of this energy and separation, I just see a lot of work happening on the self. And what's interesting about it is I hear a lot of the energy and separation saying, it was the moment I said I was not ready that I realized I was ready. It was the moment I said I was not ready that I realized I was ready, because this is the energy that says and articulates themselves. It's a moment that they understand that they're holding on to something. Like they're already, like I feel like a lot of that energy is going through that process, and it's painful, because I just keep seeing two different modalities now for the energy and separation. Either energy that's coming into separation because something was important enough to bring that separation in, but doing so in such a healthy way. I keep hearing respectfully, someone honoring the honor that the energy gives one another in that process has already raised the bar. Like it's already healed something. I hear energy going into separation saying, I can never go back because something I'm experiencing going into separation with something has fundamentally shifted my opinion in terms of something that happened, right? Like it's that type of energy here. Or I see energy that's holding on to something and saying, I fundamentally recognize that the reason I'm not moving forward is because I'm not ready to let go. But even in the state of recognizing that one is holding something, you recognize that you have the power to choose to do so. So I told you there's a lot of that processing that's happening. Like this energy, man, processing. Fourth and fifth cards in our 5-card spread for today are, we've got here the Strength card in its upright in combination with our 9 of Pentacles in its reversal. I told you. We can all thank Aries for this right now. Aries is on vacation. Aries is taking a nap. And while Aries has been away, everybody's finding a way to make courage. Like everyone's finding a way to make courage. And it's uncomfortable. It's difficult. I told you this Mars retrograde is going on. The Mars retrograde is going on until February 23rd. But like it's becoming like the ability to move in a space of courage and allowing the courage to guide. What I like about this is, again, this isn't energy that is running full tilt towards their fear. When we have to make courage, making courage requires us to face our fear, right? And that doesn't mean we run full tilt towards it, but by acknowledging it, by addressing it, by seeing what feels like it is tangible and necessary versus what feels like it is, like I want to say a unnecessary projection. I just keep on seeing that it's the processing that becomes calibrating. Because, and for a lot of this energy right now in separation, what's beautiful about this is, again, I'm just recognizing that in those two modalities I'm seeing of someone deciding and saying like, yeah, we're on different paths, but we respect each other in the process. There's even that sense of like healing, because I see even now there's something about that energy saying the day may come that something changes. The day may come that there's something restorational. It's like the peace and the power that they're able to give one another. In that when we don't insist, we are able, and when we learn to let go, we keep doors open. Because that ability of doing so, like I just keep seeing that it allows for that sense of, again, recognizing the strength that another has as it relates to the love that they're putting forth towards something. So everything I see there, like I just keep on hearing the energy go, they were so polite. Like I see the energy going, they were so polite, but it's not politeness that I'm seeing. I'm seeing the energy. I keep on hearing strength of character. Someone is like, I see energy in separation and separating and recognizing and identifying the strength of character it takes to elegantly come into a place of honoring each other's path. And that's why I see even now, like I see that energy holding one another dearly, even as they continue forward, because they're saying I keep on hearing the energy say, they gave me an amazing gift then. They showed me what I deserve. They showed me how worthy I could be and what we could create for one another, even if we weren't in a place of being able to meet in that way, right? While for masculine and feminine energy, and I also see some energy right now in separation that is acknowledging and recognizing that one is holding on to something. And I keep on seeing that the space of someone saying, I'm not ready to let go. Their higher self, like the higher self is already saying to me, they already had. Right? It's like the energy that says, I'm holding on to it is already in the process of letting go of it. So that's why I keep on seeing that there's like, it's painful. Because I feel like a lot of that energy and separation, like honoring the space that they're in, is giving them the strength of conviction to be able to move into partnership, right? Now, for masculine and feminine energy right now, I told you, more of that same, I mean, this is much of the same that we just saw. Like, this is the difference between, again, recognizing the feeling of the manifestation and being adaptable in terms of, again, what do we say when we're moving towards a healthy manifestation to the universe, when we're working in alignment to it? This is what's important to me. Help me see it. This is what's important to me. Help me see it. Right? Don't let my perception of what I expect it to be cloud my eyes from what is truly of significance and importance. So this is what I see is happening right now. And this is why this energy is like, I want to say like simultaneously, like mourning and crying out in joy, because this is the energy that says, I let go of what I thought something would be at the same time that I open my arms to the possibility of what could be for me, right? So there's something really beautiful in that moment. While for masculine and feminine right now, deep within divine union, I told you, this is more of that part in our appearance. Slippery floors, like, please watch out. Like, there's like, this is like, clean up, like, this is energy that's just, it's finding new ways of talking about things. It's like, it's clumsy, but this is what happens when we're learning new things, right? We look like, this is why we heal so we can look clumsy, right? Because when we're not worried about our egos, then we're able to address things like in a way that, like, if we're clumsy, we don't look at it, we don't look at it with like frustration. You encourage, I keep on seeing the energy right now, deep within divine union, encouraging each other in their clumsiness, right? Because much like we do, like, I almost get like, much like you do, like with child, like children energy, it's that it's starting, it's feeling, oh, it feels like it's okay. So what's happening right now is the energy coming into divine union is now in Pisces energy. I feel like the energy that's deep within divine union is coming into Aries energy, because it's like encouraging each other to try something new, and encouraging the clumsiness as you do so, right? Like that's the gift of some of the Aries energy. And I feel like a lot of the energy right now in separation is kind of in Virgo energy. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing right now. Continuing to get clarification between our Lover's card in combination with our Ace of Wands, and it's upright. One card to clarify right now. Yeah, it makes sense. Yep, Judgment card. Honoring of the choice. Honoring the choice. That's what's coming through for a lot of the energy in separation. The grace of another honoring the choice. Having the ability to honor the choice. Feeling the ability of honoring the choice. And that's either coming through, and again, I told you, potentially separation energy, but positive separation energy. Someone saying they were the strength of character. I told you, warrior energy. The strength of character it takes to honor another's choice, right? That the immediate clearing of karma from the past, because I keep on seeing that's the energy that's saying thank you to each other, even as they may be coming into a point of separation. While for mass, but I also see some energy right now that's holding something, and it's in the moment, that alignment being like, I'm holding on to this. But again, when we say to ourselves, I'm holding on to something, we recognize that it's a choice. And that's why I keep on hearing the higher self of that energy that's saying to themselves, take all the time you need. I'm not going anywhere, right? Because that's the energy that feels the weight of the divine counterpart that's also connected to the higher self, which is why the energy is saying, take all the time you need. I'm not going anywhere because I am you. That's the energy that's recognizing that they're moving into that space, that they're ready to kind of come out of separation. While for masculine and feminine energy, I just told you, like, this is all of that Piscean energy. Like, look at these connections right now. I stopped insisting, and I could see what was before me. And what was before me was greater than I could ever imagine. When we stop insisting, we open our eyes to the world of possibility that could be greater than our imagination, greater than we ever could imagine. This is what it means to have a healthy manifestation and not get so fixated on the way that you desire something to be open to the possibilities. Because sometimes the universe says, it's a real shame you were really stuck on that, because I was going to like something greater than you could possibly imagine, right? So we see a lot of that energy here. While for energy right now, deep within divine union, I just see this energy that looks towards one another and says, this is why it feels like it feels like the energy of renovation. It feels like an energy of clumsiness, because I just keep on seeing that this is the energy that says to one another deep within divine union, I love you. because with you, I can be a child. And that doesn't mean that the energy acts childish. It means the energy can feel clumsy in learning something new and feeling the encouragement of support that we have when we're in a space where we don't judge one another, right? It's like, and so that's a lot of that energy that feels that, I told you, it feels very Aries. It's very Aries energy right now, for the energy that is deep within divine union, which is interesting given the fact that Aries is in retrograde. Continuing to, it feels very Aries in here. Continuing between our Lover's card in its upright and our 10 of Swords. Heavy energy, man. Whew. I like it. 9 of Swords. Listen, I know this is annoying right now. It's annoying energy. It's annoying energy. Uranus energy can feel like nails on a chalkboard, right? It can feel really, 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 really frustrating. And it's very easy to want to project that energy out. Project it, and I mean, like, when I say project it inwards, I mean new plan, right? New, like learning something new, doing something in a new way, right? Because when we often and this is the thing that we want to be wary of with some of this, I told you, it's a messy new moon. Don't accidentally stand in your own way by projecting annoyance out onto those around the self. Because the thing with heavy air, when we've got a lot of Aquarius energy around us, it can just feel like reality is annoying, right? It can feel very much like I have figured out the problem, and the problem is reality, right? Like, reality is not the problem. Reality is not the problem. Reality is where is where things come to become real. And so, yeah, like, that's the thing. Reality is not ideal. Reality is not ideal, but we can make it ideal, right? Like, that's the thing. We can make it ideal. Like, that's what's nice about it. And that's why I keep saying right now that if you're feeling a lot of that annoyance, don't project it out. Don't be like, this is the thing about it. It's too much of this finger pointing energy, right? It's too much of that energy that's like, I have identified the problem and it's you. Like, it's like, like, you know what I mean? Like, work on, use this energy to work on the self. Remember, if something if something isn't ideal, be like, at least the work's cut out for you. Like, if you have the ideal and nobody else seems to have the ideal, let the ideal turn into an idea. Because maybe you're the one that has the idea that could make something energetically ideal. Okay? So use the Aquarius energy for good. Because there's too much of this energy that just wants to be like, I'm going away because it isn't perfect. I'm going to take my ball. I'm going to go home. I'm going to wait for somebody to fix the problem. You are your own salvation. And that's what I see even now. Like, for a lot of this energy and separation, that's why this energy, I keep on getting the energy that feels like an air hug, right? That's why I hear this energy right now that is working in that space. And I can almost feel the higher self for a lot of that energy and separation that's being, like, the energy feels like they're being held by their higher self. Because in that space of someone saying, I'm holding on to something, and hearing that, like, yes, take all the time you need. They're like, that's my higher self, isn't it? And they're like, yeah, that's me, right? They're moving into that. Like, there's already that space I see that's happening here. That is the recognition of the fact that like, I can see the energy saying, I was trying to let go, but I also recognize I already had, right? Now, for masculine, for another, but I gotta say, I also see some energy in separation right now. And a lot of this energy in separation right now, there's some energy that's coming into healthy separation that's changing everything because they're seeing how beautiful it can be even in the process of separating. I keep on hearing respectfully, 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 right? And so even that feels very beautiful. For a lot of the energy coming into divine union right now, I told you, look at this. I let go of the dream, and there it was before me. So I told you, it's a lot of emotions right now, a lot of energy right now coming into divine union, navigating the complication of what they were looking for, but also where they expected it to be. You know, it's like the energy that's going like, it's like the arms that open and then the arms that are down, because this is the energy that let go and then immediately open their arms to it. It's like, it's navigating that space. It's the enormity. I can see the energy going like, I can't make my arms big enough to navigate the enormity of it, right? While for masculine and feminine, deep within divine union, this is more the energy going, I don't know what to do with all this stuff. I told you. This is a lot of energy working through the intimacy space and getting creative with the enormity of what they're feeling, finding new ways to express it. Continuing to get clarification between our 10 of Swords in combination with our Strength card in its upright. One card to clarify, please. Clarification coming through right now. Whew, I like it. I told you, it's warrior energy. Bliss through gritted teeth. Do you think following your bliss meant just doing what feels good? No. That's not what bliss means. That's not bliss. That's joy. Like, that's not bliss. Bliss is moving towards one's manifestation and feeling the full enormity of what that journey takes. That's why usually when someone's saying I'm following my bliss and they're doing it in the right way, they're usually saying it through gritted teeth. they're usually saying it through gritted teeth, right? Because to follow your bliss takes grit. It takes grit to follow your bliss, right? And that's why I feel that a lot of energy right now, like working through the grit required to follow your bliss, right? It doesn't allow, like, it's like, you know, it's not easy, but nothing important is easy. And so I just keep on seeing that for a lot of the energy right now. And that's why I keep on hearing it's not picky unless it's important, right? Because a lot of this new moon energy is, it's a letting go. Like, it's often we are able to come into understanding, not by doing something new, not by getting something, not by achieving something, by stopping something, by refusing to do something, by recognizing our self-limiting beliefs, by recognizing those ways that we self-sabotage, right? Like, the journey towards ourselves is often shedding the things that are standing in the way of being the person that we desire to be. So I just keep on seeing that there's a lot of this energy here. And I want to say this even now, for a lot of the energy that's holding on to something or the way they expected it to be, this is the energy that reminds themselves and says, and this, like, I almost hear like the higher self saying to them, maybe the thing that's for you is beyond your wildest dreams, right? Maybe the thing that's for you is beyond your own comprehension to understand it. Like, don't let, like, I keep on hearing that energy almost say to themselves, don't limit yourself with the perspective of what could have been. Open your eyes to the possibility of what you're moving towards, right? So everything I see there, it's like, it's painful because I feel like that's the energy. I keep on hearing the energy in separation. I am either hearing take all the time you need, or that's how easy it could have been, right? Like, that's how easy it could have been, feeling the weight of coming into healthy separation and being like, look how beautiful it is, even in that space of honoring the space that we're in. Or energy that's in separation that's saying, I'm holding on to something because I'm not energetically ready to let go. And do you recognize what's happening here? Do you recognize that for some of the energy here, that's the same situation? that some of these, that's why there are 3 different iterations right now, because some of these are happening individually, and in some of them, someone is moving towards counterpart, but they just need time because they're not ready to let go, but they're acknowledging it in a healthy way. So we see even now that there's a lot of like interlocking healing that's happening here, but all via the honoring the energetic journey. While for masculine and feminine energy right now, coming into divine union, beyond, I get the energy going, I hear the energy coming into divine union going, I cannot believe this is happening. But like a lot of that saying, I cannot believe this is happening, because it's the energy goes, I cannot believe my eyes, because this is the energy that's looking back in the past and going, my eyes deceived me. Like the energy's going, my eyes deceived me. Because a lot of that energy feels like they're able to recognize, right? It's the energy going, there you are. Like, it's like, there you are. My eyes deceives me. There you are. Like, there's a lot of that a moment like that I told you, the enormity, right? While for masculine and feminine energy, deep within divine union, new play. It's like, that's why I told you it's clumsiest right now for the energy deep within divine union, just to go to show you that these are not qualitative, because I'm seeing even now, like this is all a mess for energy deep within divine union. This is processing messy feelings. This is coming into a space of like working through something in the past that you never really healed from. This is potentially trying to deal with feelings that you haven't felt before, unprecedented expressions of certainty or uncertainty as it relates to like complications of the self. There's just like a lot of this processing energy. And that's why it feels like a lot of this like part in your appearance kind of thing that we're seeing here. Continuing to get clarification between our Strength card in its upright in combination with our 9 of Pentacles in its reversal. Can I please get one card? Clarification coming through right now. I love it. I'm telling you right now, ground the energy. Don't let perfect get in the way of good. Don't be getting all up in don't get all frustrated at someone because of something that isn't that important right now. Because I'm telling you, a little bit of this pickiness can be helpful, right? Pickiness can be great. Use pickiness to find the common thread. Use that pickiness to find the common thread. Use the pickiness to find the common thread. Don't be pulling sweaters apart with it. And I know it, listen, I know that inclination here, because I can see even now, like this is a little bit of that egoic journey that ego goes, you know what would be really great to do? You know what their Achilles heel is? You know what you could just hit them with and see how they react to it? You just poke them right there. Ooh, right there in the soft spot. Right there. Get them right there. Don't. Utilize the energy, find the common thread. What brings us together is far better than what pokes us apart. So again, and I like to point this out, if you cannot tell as to whether, this is your reminder again, if you cannot tell what feels like it is the energy of the ego as opposed to the higher self, why does the ego want to do things? Because I can. The ego goes, because I can, because it's there and it just feels so good to do something. Why? Not really a reason, just for the fun of it, right? Like, meet me. Right? The higher self always has a reason, right? The higher self always says it's picky because it's important. And so making sure that you work through, and that's the thing, not allowing that sense or that space and doing that, like, listen, doing that internal work, right? Really asking the self and saying, why is this important to me? Why is this bothering me? Why does this rub me the wrong way? Right? Don't just react to the feeling. Introspect upon it. Right? Don't project it out. Go in. All right? And I know how it's like some of it's like navigating uncomfortable feelings. I told you there's some energy deep within divine union that's working through some like real like gnarly stuff in realms of intimacy, right? But again, a lot of this here, I see this energy finding their bliss through gritted teeth, right? That journey or doing that work is recognizing what is important versus what is like what feels more like it's coming from the ego. And then whenever we do that work, it's hard, right? Because again, it's not about releasing the ego entirely. I like to point out the ego is like a good friend. They just sometimes get carried away. It's like sometimes they always want to be, they want to be the first one through the door. Sometimes they need to be the last one in. It's like you just gotta be, you gotta like, you have to, and I got it. And the reason we're feeling like this is the Aquarian energy does not like the feelings. Like the Aquarian energy feels like the feelings get in the way. And again, just like a healthy Aquarian, right? A healthy Aquarian energy is one that recognizes that when the feelings and the ideals move hand in hand, they form a wall that cannot be shaken, right? This is why the Aquarian energy that's in that space of healing, because when the emotions, right? When the emotions and the ideals come together, nothing can stop them. Right? This is the journey of the Aquarian energy, the water bearer. And we talked a lot about like that sense or that space of understanding the coordinates of the self, right? When the higher self and the ego can agree, those help us see what it is that is for us. So I just see that that's happening across all of the frequencies right now in different ways. I told you the common thread through all of these journeys, right? Continuing to get clarification between our Judgment card in combination with our 9 of Swords in its reversal. One card to clarify, please. It's not ideal, I know, and that's the thing. It's all of this. Here's the thing: the Uranus energy. It's like nails on the chalkboard. Like reality. It's annoying. It's annoying. Yeah, it's annoying. It's annoying. Reality can be annoying, but we don't have to be annoying, right? How do we navigate annoyance? If it's not ideal, I guess we know what we need to do, right? That's what we're seeing here. And again, for a lot of the energy in separation, I have to stress this. I see some energy in separation that's saying, I don't want to feel like this. It's annoying, right? I'm telling you, what did I tell you is happening for some of the energy in separation that's healing. They've reached a point that it's not even the fact that they're trying to hold on to something. They're saying, I wish I didn't have to hold on to this. It's annoying, right? Moving into that space of navigating the frustration. Even there, not projecting it outwards, but saying to oneself, this is the energy. I can see them. They're shifting how they're carrying something, right? Like they're shifting it because they're saying it's like they're not holding it in a space like, and this is the energy that says, why am I holding something if it wasn't perfect? Right? This is the energy that looks at what they're holding and says, am I holding it because it was perfect? And if the energy says, no, it wasn't, then this is the energy that goes, then why am I holding on to it too tightly? And this is the energy that goes, oh, the dream. Oh, the dream of what I wanted it to be. It never was that. I haven't lost the dream. It's just not coming to me in the way that I expected it, right? Same exact work that we see that's happening for the energy coming into divine union, because we're still in a bit of this alignment period. What's happening for a lot of this energy coming into divine union? I did not, this is the energy being like, I did not expect this. I did not expect to find you here, but here we are, right? And so even there, I see a lot of this energy that's kind of navigating the surprise, right? Like navigating the surprise and being like, this is not what I expected, but saying it with open eyes. While for masculine and feminine energy, deep within divine union, it's bless the mess kind of energy. I'm telling you, it's like the energy right now deep within divine union is feeling very clumsy, but they're giving each other grace in that clumsiness by saying we're clumsy because we're learning to do something that we've never done before. And when someone is not, when you're doing something that you've never done before, even doing it clumsy is doing it well. So that's why I told you it's starting to feel like Aries energy deep within divine union. Continuing to get clarification between our 9 of Swords in its reversal in combination with our 5 of Wands in its reversal. One card to clarify. Wheel of Fortune again. I cannot. So please, if you missed it, so as you may know, on the Substack, I always post the image of the day's readings. Yesterday, you will recall that we had the Wheel of Fortune, center of the spread, okay? Center of the spread, top of the top tier. It's moved down. It's moving down into it's right below where it was, same exact position. So again, working in that context, and we've got the 10 of Swords above it, right? If something isn't ideal, you have your work cut out for you, right? Like this is a lot of this energy that's working through a lot of this Aquarian energy, which is, again, if something nothing is ever ideal. Ideal is what we make of less than ideal circumstances. So I keep on seeing that for a lot of this energy right now, that's why I keep on hearing like energy right now in deep within divine union, putting on training wheels. They're putting on training wheels. The energy deep within divine union is putting on training wheels because they're learning to do something that they haven't done before. It's Aries energy and not worrying about feeling clumsy in the process of doing it, right? Pardon our appearance. Bless this mess. While for masculine and feminine coming into divine union, bearing in mind this is not based on gender, but what one feels most aligned to, a lot of this energy that's coming into divine union right now. Look at this. This is why it's all Pisces energy. Look at the enormity of this. The ending and the beginning. The ending of a dream as they move into another one. The dream that did not end. The dream that was different than what they expected. The energy that recognizes that the dream was not behind them, it's before them, right? Navigating the dual feeling of devastation and exaltation as they move towards it. While for masculine and feminine energy, in separation, I told you, the moment they recognized they were holding on to something was the moment they could let go of it. The acknowledgement of saying I'm holding on to it is the acknowledgement of understanding that it is a choice. So I either see right now, or that's the energy that says recognizing they're holding on or actively letting go, right? Some of these are the same because the ability of someone saying I can't move forward because I'm still holding on to something is why some of these energies are letting go right now. But the respectfulness that they're doing it is what's allowing for that pathwork of being able to heal it going forward, right? A lot of that work, navigating the complication, but doing so in a way that feels restorative. Continuing to get clarification here between our 5 of Wands in its reversal in combination with our King of Pentacles in its upright. One card to clarify, please. King of Wands in its upright. Okay, so we've got some court cards coming back out here. Now, I got to point this out. We've had some really remarkable parity that's been happening across the last few days of readings. You'll recall, was it yesterday? I believe it was yesterday. Yes. So, and you can go look at that, as I mentioned, you can go look at yesterday's spread over on Substack because it was a beautiful spread. Yesterday, we had so many counterpart connections on the table. We had the Queen of Pentacles in its reversal in combination with our Knight of Pentacles. And we also had the King of Wands in its reversal with the Queen of Wands in its upright. So a lot of this work that we see right now, and that's the beauty, right? That's the beauty of the Aquarian energy as it relates. That's why I kept saying to you, make sure that you're not just existing in the fantasy land or the real or the dream space, making sure that you're grounding things into reality right now. Because a lot of this energy here, the desire, the desire to escapist fantasy realms is very high. But again, when we take that type of energy and we bring it forth, then we can make our dreams a reality, right? So I just keep on seeing a lot of the energy right now, like actively pushing back against the desire to disassociate at a time that the desire to disassociate is at an all-time high. Like that's a lot of that. That's a lot of the energy, because again, following one's bliss does not mean one disassociates. Following one's bliss means having the grit to do what it takes to make one's dreams a reality. And so I just keep on seeing that for a lot of this energy right now in separation, this is the energy that says, I'm following my bliss by honoring my journey. I'm following my bliss by honoring my journey and honoring the journey of another. And that's a lot of that energy. I feel like the gift that a lot of the energy in separation is coming into is working in that space of feeling, I want to say there's a wholeness here, right? I almost see the fact that some of this energy in separation is not holding on to partnership so tightly. This isn't the energy that says, I need partnership, right? Because this is the energy that says, better to be in alignment with someone than be in the wrong partnership, be in something that makes me feel like I have to move further away from myself, right? A lot of this energy here building, and I got to tell you, I see a lot of energy right now building in healthy connections immediately right out of the gate. What do you want? What's important to you? What do you desire? What are your ideals? Like right out the gate, like right out the gate. But that's what's beautiful here, right? Did I remember what I said? What is the energy deep within divine union having to do right now? Healing the wounds of intimacy. So this is the energy that is healing the wounds of intimacy by recognizing and identifying. I keep on hearing the energy that desires the same things as I do does not feel squeamish talking about it. Right? Like that's the energy, because the energy that wants the same things that I do, they're utilizing the power of conversation. Because again, this is a lot of that translation of the energy that we saw deep within divine union, that is recognizing the strength of character it takes to be able to talk clearly about one's dreams, right? Because when we don't hold our dreams from a place of shame, it shows the fact that we've come into a place of authenticity with ourselves. We're not afraid to speak towards them because we're ready to bring them into a reality. So I just keep on seeing that there's a lot, like this is a day, I see a lot of energy today having productive conversations in that way, right? And even if there are separations here, I got to say, it feels like healthy, fundamental separations, because some of those separations I'm going to see, I even see some energy that's separating and saying, I'm not ready. But I got to say this, I see energy when they say they're not ready, they truly mean, like I see energy saying, I'm not ready, because I told you some of the energy in separation I'm seeing here is saying, I'm not ready to let go of something. But in the process of them saying it, they already recognize that they have, right? So I keep on hearing honoring space, honoring space. Continuing to get clarification here between our Four of Wands in its reversal in combination with our Wheel of Fortune in its upright. Can I get one card to clarify, please? Clarification coming through right now with our Eight of Cups in its reversal. It's hard to let go. It's hard to let go. Right? It's easier to take on. I see a lot of energy being like, yeah, it's easier to take on. It's easier to grab onto something. It's easier to try to find something to do than to let go of something. Right? We hold on to things tightly. But again, it's not about holding on or letting go. It's honoring the space, right? And I see even now that there's a little bit of energy in separation saying, it's not that I have to let go of something. I have to honor the space of recognizing if I can't, right? Because that space, like that, it's not about, I keep on hearing, this is like the next step on the journey. It's not about holding on or letting go. It's about honoring the space and recognizing it's okay to feel that way, right? Because I told you, welcome to Pluto and Aquarius, navigating the complication, navigating complicated emotions, I see energy saying like, it's kind of like saying it's complicated, but not saying it's complicated. Like it's complicated. I don't want to talk about it. Like this is the energy that says it's complicated. Grab a chair. Like it's gonna take a minute. Like how much time you got, right? Because I see even now that is the energy that does not shy away from explaining a complication. Because this is the energy that says when we explain something that's complicated, we're able to carry it better, right? Like we honor the space. And even here, that's why I see these I see two different modalities that become three because some are navigating it simultaneously. Either someone saying, I'm not ready to let go, already recognizing that they're in the process of letting go. Someone who just came into separation because there was something about honoring the fact that they weren't in the same space on the journey. And then some of that being mutual, both things happening at once. Someone saying they're not ready to move forward because they're not ready to let go, but another person honoring that space, right? While for a lot of this energy coming into divine union right now, I see that energy saying, we never let go of anything. We just open our arms wider. We never let go of anything. We just open our arms wider. While for masculine and feminine energy, deep within divine union, we need more space. Like this is the energy that's being inventive and finding more space, either tangibly or emotionally. Like this is new. This is like breakthrough energy. This is like doing something new in a new way to navigate new feelings. So I told you it's all Aries energy. Which is interesting because Aries is in retrograde, so I need to do a little bit of investigating after this to see why Aries is showing up all of a sudden for the energy deep within divine union. Continuing to get clarification between our Wheel of Fortune energy in combination with our King of Wands. I feel like the energy in divine union has figured out where Aries is. I know that sounds wild, but like it's like if Aries was doing Where's Waldo right now, they're like, like continuing to get clarification between Wheel of Fortune and King of Wands. Queen of Pentacles. So I like this. I mean, the thing about it's not ideal, but I see a lot of energy that is being very productive in circumstances or situations that don't feel like they're ideal. That is also a sign of healing, right? Because I feel like a lot of that energy is not internalizing the mess, right? I see the energy that's saying, I see the energy, okay, listen to the energy going, this is a mess, I am a work in progress. Or this is my mess, that is a work in progress. Like there's a lot of energy right now that is finding productive ways of defining the messiness, right? Finding the words of doing so. And I think that is a lot to do with the fact that Pluto in Capricorn was very rigid. Like Pluto in Capricorn was like, don't ever touch that. We never touch that. We never touch that, right? Like Pluto in Aquarius is more like, we just need to think of something new. We just need to think of something new. Like it's giving a lot of new, it's like bringing new approaches to things, right? And so I feel like for a lot of this energy here, this is why, like, I feel like there's something profoundly expansive that's happening right now for energy and separation. Because again, I see the energy that's now coming into that space of saying, I don't need to let go of this. I just need to carry it in a different way. Right? Like this is the energy that's understanding. Remember what I just said? I told you because there's still so much alignment that's happening right now. And because the energy, this is really cool, because the energy that was coming into divine union said, I don't need to let go of anything. I just need to open my arms wider. That lesson is almost immediately, because we're still in a bit of this alignment, coming to the energy and separation that says, I don't need to let it go. I just need to carry it in a different way. I need to hold it in a different way. While for a lot of the energy deep within divine union, we need more space. We need to figure out, like, we need, like, I see like the energy deep within divine union, like getting out, like measuring stuff, trying to figure out, like, again, but processing things either internally or tangibly, and saying, like, where do we put this? We need to do something new. We need a new approach to something. So again, it's like the divine union energy is all in Aries right now. Energy coming into divine unions all in Pisces. And I gotta say, I feel like a lot of the energy right now in separation is in Virgo energy. It feels very Virgo. Like it's a very Virgo energy right now in separation. Final card for today's spread, between our Eight of Pentacles in its reversal and our Queen of Pentacles in its upright. One card to clarify, please. This is a lot of the work that we're seeing that's happening right now, across all of the frequencies. And we talked a lot about this yesterday, that often we try to come towards our higher self and we're like, I need to start doing this. I need to start doing this. But what's ironic about it is often coming towards our higher self is more of us going, I need to do less of that. I need to do less of that. I need to do less of that. Like, it's not necessarily the ideal of recognizing like what we need to start doing, so much as we recognize what it is that's standing in our own way, right? Like, often those moments that we find our higher self is when we recognize the obstacle, right? And so I just keep on seeing that there's a lot of energy right now that is recognizing the obstacle. And that in itself, like we say, like, and that's why this energy is annoying, because when we recognize obstacles, like Uranus is great for recognizing obstacles, but it can feel really annoying, right? It's like because it frustrates us. But when we don't allow obstacles to frustrate us, when we allow them to inform us, they can provide expansive points, because there are new solutions standing on the other side of the recognized obstacle, right? The first step in overcoming an obstacle is recognizing the obstacle. So if you're feeling that right now, again, don't lash out, right? Like lock in. Yeah, that's the energy. Don't lash out. Lock in. Okay? Don't lash out. Lock in. Bottom of the deck on today's reading is like the moon card, because like it's a lot of this, here's the thing, man. It's a lot of this energy right now in navigating projection, right? And that's the thing with projection, which is like, are you like, it's a lot of that. Are you obtuse, or is this intentional kind of energy? Like, are you trying to be like, it's like we sometimes have those moments that feel confusing because it's hard to tell, right? Like, it's hard to tell. I'm going to say, like, where it has something to do with motivation. Okay. And that's the thing about it. Like, and that's why I'm telling you even now, there's too much of this, like that. It's too much of so what happens is, there are these like indulgences that often come through with the moon cycles that makes it like, it's like that little temptation being like, it'd be so easy to just, beep, beep, you know what I mean? Like, it's like that kind of energy. So our own ability to navigate what's coming from our ego, it's like, this is why we navigate our triggers. And sometimes when we do that, we can see how others are moving more from the state of the ego. And it feels like hard, because it's like you're just like, when you're running from your like when someone's navigating from their ego, it doesn't feel like someone's behind the wheel, right? Like, when someone's navigating purely from the ego, it feels like someone's not navigating from behind the wheel, because they're just doing what feels good instead of what is good, right? What feels indulgent instead of what feels informed. So again, that's why I keep saying don't match someone like that. If you're feeling triggered in that way, don't match the energy, because there might not be a reason for it. If someone's operating from the ego, then they're literally doing something for no reason. Are you going to start doing something for no reason because someone else is doing something for no reason? That's nuts. Like that's like don't do that. Don't, none of this like mess around, find out kind of energy right now, because it's too easy. It's too easy to like that feeling of being it's like that goading. It's like, you want to go toe to toe, go toe to toe. Like, it's like, no, 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 no. Don't fall for the ease. Don't fall for how good it would feel to just give someone a little bit of their own medicine. And then in the process, like, stand in your own way in the process. You know what I mean? Don't, if someone's trying, like, even, it doesn't matter if it's intentional. It doesn't matter if they don't realize they're doing it. I'm going to be your universal mom right now and say, I don't care who started it. You got to be the person who holds, like, we always have the opportunity to be the energetic opportunity to show someone what the ideal is. Let that reaffirm you, okay? That is our daily collective read for today. And I'm saying that right now too, because I got to tell you, like, there's something about this energy here where I feel like there's a lot of energy right now in separation that's on the cusp of coming into divine union. But again, this Uranus energy, this feeling of being triggered right now, too easy to be triggered, to be like, oh, this is just like last time, when it's not. Don't assume right now. Ask questions. Okay? That is our daily collective read for today. I want to thank you guys so much for being here and experiencing it. Just a reminder, if you would like to book a private reading with me, you can do so on my website. Please keep in mind, if you book a private reading on my website, it is a 2-step process. You have to book the reading, you have to pay for the reading. Please make sure you do both if you'd like to have that reading. Most importantly, please remember that I will never, ever, 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 ever reach out to you for a private reading. I will never DM you. I will never PM you. I will never slide into your inbox and tell you that I have a very important message that only I can deliver. The only way you can book a reading with me is if you book one on my website. So I encourage you to do it there. Also, a couple of things to keep in mind before we move into personal readings for today. First and foremost, thank you to everyone who attended our recent class on the Hermit card. Our next class will be held on Wednesday, February 19th at 6 p.m. PST, 9 p.m. Eastern. We will be continuing our studies into the tarot with a focus on the Wheel of Fortune card. I'm so excited to teach this class. Might be 2 classes. I might have to break it up into 2 parts. It's a very complicated card. We're going to talk about the history, the symbology. I'm going to walk you guys through the way you can read that card in any direction in your own spreads. I'm also going to show you a unique spread to help you channel the messages of that card into your readings. And all you need to do, if you would like to become a part of that tarot class program, is become a paid subscriber to my Substack. Your paid subscription to my Substack is your ticket of entry into our live classes each and every month. Your subscription also grants you, as a monthly subscriber, you also have access to over 9 hours worth of material in the Tarot Church Library. It is not necessary to catch up for every class. I'll do my best to give you a recap on everything that we've studied thus far. The material is there for you to receive when you're ready to receive it. You'll also have access to a one-on-one chat with me and the other students to ask any questions that you may have in relation to anything that we've studied thus far. And if you become a founding member, not only will you receive a discount on the full year's worth of classes, not only will you have full access to the full Tarot Church Library, but you'll also have access to a one-on-one chat with me and the other students to ask any questions that you may have, as I mentioned, and you will also have access to a one-on-one mentorship class with me wherein I will meet with you personally to review and understand where you are on your own tarot journey and give you the best insights in terms of how to utilize those classes most effectively to reach your personal tarot goals. One of the things I tried to do in these classes was make them accessible to the absolute novice tarot reader as well as the seasoned reader. There's definitely something there for everyone. Don't let your robust experience or lack of experience stop you on joining us in those classes. Also, even if you don't become, and if you are a subscriber over on the place where the clock app or on the place where we keep the videos, please make sure that you head over to our subscriber only Discord channel that is available to you as a subscriber. There you will find a very special coupon code that will give you an additional discount to that Substack subscription. Even if you don't become a paid subscriber to my Substack, I would encourage you to follow me there to stay up to date on any new offerings, services. I post my weekly newsletter there, which will let you know about my in-person events as well as my online live schedule. You'll also be notified as well. I also want to let you guys know that on top of my standard life, also make sure that you're following me across the other social channels right now. The world's a crazy place. We don't know what's going to happen, but I will also encourage that if you're going to follow me across the social channels, please do so via the tree that has links in it that's in my bio across those channels. There you will find my actual sites. I know that there are a lot of accounts that pretend to be me, but going through the tree that has links in it will be the best way of you making sure that you're following me across those channels. Finally, I want to let you guys know that on top of my standard life path readings, I also offer mentorship classes. These are for any of my clients that are seeking a more personalized educational experience with me. I take a limited number of students for this reason, as those classes are customized for each individual's personal growth and spiritual direction. Those classes can be purchased on an individual level or as a monthly class series, weekly or bi-weekly as your schedule permits. Also, for my clients that are seeking more consistent weekly tarot support, I'm very happy to offer weekly tarot insight packages. That is a package of 4 30-minute readings, weekly or bi-weekly as your schedule permits, so that you can stay more consistent on your own personal journey. And I'm also very excited to now offer dream interpretation reading packages. That is you can purchase either per dream, or if you'd like to work with me in the dream space, I just ask that you keep a dream journal if you're going to purchase the package, because we will meet once per week or bi-weekly to review your dreams and to utilize the tarot to understand the meaning and lessons that are coming through the dream space. I want to thank you guys so much for being here today and sharing in these messages. And we will do this again